Cheers. What's going on, Neat fam? So I am sharing my intentions for 2023 with you guys today because in my very first video of 2023 I shared a few with you guys while I was getting ready, and I took you guys along for the day with me, and I said that I would make a full video with all of my intentions. So this is to hold me accountable and also to share with you what I intend to do this year, just overall. If you missed it, we announced last week that we are moving states at the beginning of 2024, so there's a lot to do in preparation to that. And so some of my intentions are geared towards certain things that are going to be helpful to our move, but also some personal things. By the way, if you look over there in that corner, if you watched our big kitchen shift and pantry organization video, I mentioned that we found another place for Terrence's work coats. That's where they are. They're hanging on the back of his closet door. I just added like a 5-hook like over the door hanger and it's worked perfectly. I don't know why we didn't do it before because they're so bulky. Anyway, very helpful. Okay, so let's get started. By the way, this is like my first year really calling them intentions, which to me makes the most sense. I know a lot of people make resolutions or make goals, but my goal is to live intentionally, and so I feel like there's just like more power behind the word intentional. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Let me know if you feel that way too. But I just really strive to do things with intent. So anyway, here we go. So I did mention that I wanted to start my days off with prayer. So prayers before I wake, which really is just prayers before I get out of the bed. So instead of grabbing my phone first thing, I am making sure I pray. That is like one thing that's really important to me because I feel like it's an easy thing to forget. Like if you're a spiritual person and you do like pray or meditate or anything like that, it is a really great way to start your day off. It's very powerful and very positive. And so I have found my days to be much more positive when I do pray before I do anything else. It's also just like a good time to talk to God or whatever you believe in. It's a good time when it's like nice and quiet to just be still and talk to him and you know, just kind of like start my day with a clear mind and also with like a good sense of where I want my day to go, what I'm like turning to God for specifically that day or that week or whatever. And so anyway, I have found it to be really helpful. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys because like I said, I want this to be like my accountability, and also I'm not perfect by any means, and there are going to be days where I forget to do these things. But another thing that I'm really striving for is to show myself grace, not beat myself up about things, because that's something that I struggle with. But going back to what I was saying, I slacked for about a week. So the first week I did it every single day. The first week of January, every single day I prayed before I woke, and then like the next week was like dwindling, and then I just wasn't doing it at all for like the third week, and then I just got back into it at the end of January, beginning of February. And so, you know, it happens. But I am striving. Ultimately, it comes down to discipline, like period. Like in anything that you do in your life, it comes down to discipline. Like nobody can make you do it. You gotta want to do it. You're not always in the mental state to do certain things. It's not always gonna be pretty. I get it, you know what I mean? But you do what you can with what you have, but also you have to make it happen. You have to actually do it for it to happen, if that makes sense. So anyway, so that's my thing. pray before I wake, and then stretch before I scroll. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have not been doing this. The first week I was doing it just like in bed. I was like making sure like I, you know, did like a full out stretch, didn't just jump out of bed. But what I really want to do is like actually do like a good like 5 to 10 minute stretch for my body, for my knee specifically, because I have arthritis in my knee. So that's something that I really need to focus on, make sure that I'm doing. And so I'm putting this up here now to hold myself accountable, like I said, because this is something that my goal is to get that started before the end of February. So I will give you guys an update on that, but stretch before I scroll, because I just feel like scrolling is like, our phones are so powerful and we don't even realize it sometimes. And my thing lately has been like not to let it control me and control my time. I guess I do spend a lot of time on my phone because I love creating content and all of that, so a lot of my time is spent on there. But like unnecessary time, like first thing in the morning, I don't need to be scrolling on my phone. I really don't. And also like late at night, that's another thing. So anyway, so stretch before I scroll, going to be working on that one. And then the other thing, which I just briefly mentioned, was no screens after 10 is the other one. This one is really difficult for me. I have, as of late, like I would say since December, have been struggling going to bed at a decent hour. And I probably could if I would just turn everything off and lay there. But that's not something that I usually choose to do. I have been doing really well with like trying not to scroll after 10, but as far as like turning the TV off, getting everything quiet, that's something I haven't done. But another thing that I intend to do before the end of February, like those are my intentions as far as like just like discipline goes with my spirituality, like my physical movement and my scrolling / screen habits. Okay, and so now here at home, which I have talked about this in my organizing video that I shared last month, my goal is to minimize as much as possible this entire year. I don't think it's going to take the entire year because we have a small apartment. So there's only so much that I need to minimize, but I do definitely need to hit our basement big time. Now it probably all makes sense why I want to minimize so much, because I shared that we were moving states. So that is one of the main reasons, is I don't want to have to pack anything that's unnecessary. I don't want to have to be last minute like going through things before we move. Like I want it to all be like minimal and exactly what we need, exactly what we use, exactly what we like. Even if it's stuff in the basement that we're not technically using now, but I know for sure I want to take it with us to the new place. That's all I want. Like I don't want any extra crap. That's my thing. So minimize as much as possible this year. That's a huge one. Okay, and so I actually have another like physical intention for myself this year. So if you saw our little short where we got our new treadmill, like that is just a small portion of my intention to be more active this year. So I have shared here that I have arthritis in my knees. So obviously, I mean, thankfully I don't have like a ton of limitations. I would say my limit is like I can't really run, but I can power walk. I can walk for a long period of time, but every now and then it will cause like flare-ups in my knee. So I just have to be really cautious. But also flare-ups and anything inflammation wise is like heightened by weight. So obviously, you know, the more you weigh, like the more pressure you're putting on those joints that that get easily flared. And so one of my major intentions is obviously to lose weight. Like that, I feel like that's always like a goal of mine, like as a woman, honestly. You know, I fluctuated my weight, and I'm talking about this here because obviously I want to be transparent with you guys. And so so obviously as a woman, like I do struggle with my weight on and off. I am very proud of myself though for the weight that I have lost. It might be hard to tell if you see me on a daily basis or see me like in person a lot, but wow, if you could see the before and afters, like there has been such a huge change in both Terrence and I, and I'm very proud of us, very happy for us, and we definitely feel so much better. But there are still things that I personally need to do better at, and mostly because of the inflammation in my knee, but also because I want to prepare my body for pregnancy. That is something which I haven't shared here with you guys, but pregnancy is something that we want to accomplish at some point, and at least once successfully. So that's another thing is that I'm gearing towards, and so my intention is really to make sure that I am just moving more, obviously making better choices with my food, but as far as movement, that is something that I wasn't doing a lot of over like the holidays and stuff. You know, it's like it's cozy season and I literally just like to chill and do nothing, but then I start to feel it like, whoa, I have not been physical, like I have not been moving, like I haven't been walking. And like in the summer, like spring, summer, I love to go walking and stuff like that. So anyway, got the treadmill so that I can do that, and I have been doing that. So I have been getting on my treadmill and just making sure that I move at least 30 minutes a day. So that's one of my intentions there, physically, going back to the physical part. These intentions are like all over the place, but in the self-care category, which I talked about, like I said, on my day in the life video in January, but I really am just trying to take care of my skin. So like my face, making sure that I am taking my makeup off every night. I know it seems so like, duh, shouldn't you already do that? But I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't always, or I didn't always do that. I have this year, I have. So I'm very happy for that. I'm gonna continue doing that because I am noticing the difference, and I'm just feeling better just when I look at my face, my skin. I have very like dry skin, very sensitive skin. Like it's so hard to find products that my face will not break out with. And so anyway, I have found the Cetaphil products to be like the best. Actually, I'm gonna get them for you. Okay, so I had to run and get them for you because this is what I'm using. So the gentle skin cleanser, I hope you can see it. That is so big. That is what I'm using to wash my face. So I use this in the morning, and I use this after I've removed my makeup at night. And during the day, the lotion that I'm using for my face, so I actually ripped the label off because I don't like labels. I don't know, I'm weird. So I ripped it off. I like everything like really clean looking. But it's this Curel, which it's too bright, you can't see it. Dang it, let me dim my screen. This Curel, it's the green Curel, fragrance free. So that's been like my key with my products, is fragrance free, anything that's going on my face. And so that's what I'm using during the day. Like, so after I wash my face in the morning, that's the lotion that I put on. In the summer though, I do like to use this Neutrogena Hydro Boost. It smells like sunscreen, so I prefer it in the summer. And it works pretty good. I can't tell if this is the cause of some of my breakouts yet or not, but I think now that I found this, I should be able to tell the difference once summer hits. So we'll see. But at night, after I remove my makeup, use this on my face, then now I'm using this, which I haven't ripped the labels off yet because I just got this. But I just started using it last night, and I really like the way my skin feels this morning. It's moisturizing cream, and it's for very dry to dry sensitive skin. Again, Cetaphil, it's less harsh, and I just love it. It feels really good on my skin. So far those are products that I love using and that have been working really well with my dry and sensitive skin on my face. And that all seems pretty basic, like duh, you should already be doing those things, but like I feel like a lot of us are guilty of forgetting to take care of ourselves. And that's such a simple thing, but like, your skin is important, like your body's important, and sometimes I have to remind myself of those things because you just get kind of caught up in day to day, and you need little reminders, and this is my reminder here with you guys. Hold myself accountable of doing the things that are important to me and that I'm guilty of forgetting to do. So anyway, so far though, that part has been going really well, and now that I have a routine down, it's feeling really, really nice. If you're watching though and you have any suggestions on under eye, like circles under your eye, like dark under your eyes, that's something that unfortunately I have a lot of the time because I do lack sleep. I think I told you guys that a little while ago. I don't know, it's really hard for me to go to bed before like 1 or 2 a.m. As of late. It's the weirdest thing. Again, probably my surroundings. I think I need to just make myself turn everything off and see what happens. So I'm gonna try that. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. I do have these were samples that I was given and I want to try them. They're Crystal Collagen Gold Powder Eye Masks, and I've seen other people use them, but again, I have really sensitive skin, so I'm always scared to try new products. If you know of anything good though for under eye, let me know. Okay, and last on my intentions is probably like the biggest thing on my list of intentions, because we are moving, so there is a lot to prepare as far as like job changes and our like housing changes. So really striving towards figuring that out, obviously every day this year, and just figuring out what's best for us. We are working with a realtor, so we'll see. We're just not sure. There's a lot of uncertainty. The only certain thing is that we are moving no matter what. So there's a lot to figure out, but I'm going to share that with you guys along the way. But that is part of my intention, is to daily like work towards figuring all that out. My goal is to hopefully have it all figured out by summer, or by like at least end of summer, so like August, so that then we can shift into just preparing for the actual move and not so much all the little details. So that is something I'm currently working on. We are currently working on. So yeah, stay tuned for more of that, because it's as stressful as it is, it's also very exciting because it's a new chapter, and like, you know, that there's going to be like new things that you get to experience, and so it is very exciting, but it is a little nerve-wracking, especially for someone like me who doesn't do well with like unpredictability. And you know, what's crazy about me is like I am not afraid to like leap. I've never been afraid to leap. I mean, I moved here for a guy. Thankfully it worked out. So I've never been afraid to do things that are exciting, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared jumping. Does that make sense? So anyway, very excited, but also a little, you know. So if you guys have any tips, suggestions, if you're watching and you have done a shift from one state to another with a partner, let me know. What were your ups and downs, things you learned along the way, because we're definitely going to be sharing things that we are experiencing and learning. So anyway, stay tuned for that. It feels really weird being vulnerable and just sitting here and talking to you guys about things that I am personally striving to accomplish this year. But our channel is our life, and it's like a diary, so to speak, right? So let me know if you relate to any of these topics, if there's anything that you're working on that you want to share. If you want to be accountability partners, let me know, because I can always use the accountability, and I'm always rooting for the Neat Fam. Another one of my intentions is also to really focus on our YouTube channel this year. This is something that I have been excited about for a really long time, and it was something for a while that was really hard for me to keep up with when I first started. And so I went on a little hiatus here and there. I would rarely post. By the end of the year, I was rarely posting because there was just a lot going on. but I'm really focusing on that more this year. And so you will see a lot more here. So if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe, join the Neat Fam, because I will definitely be sharing a lot more with you guys here. I will be sharing daily shorts, and as of right now, I'm sharing one video a week, which is on Wednesdays every week. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.